Hello viewers, I welcome you back in today's electrifying episode on Career Guidance, where we dive into the world of digital era. In the world fueled by technology, our focus today is on exploring the latest trend and innovation that defines the new marketing opportunity. Join us as we unravel the essence of digital fuel that powers our present and shapes our future, where every click counts and every share matters. So in that note, let's delve deeper into the realm of digital marketing with our young entrepreneurs, Ms. Mansha Sharma and Mr. Pinak, who are the founders of the leading internet marketing agency based in the city. Well, Mansha and Pinak, I welcome you in today's episode of Career Guidance.
Thank you so much.
I am excited to be sharing this space with you, and I'm pretty sure the viewers are excited too, because this episode will pave way to many aspiring youths who wants to build a career in the aspect of digital marketing or, as a matter of fact, entrepreneurship.
Thank you so much.
All right. So to get started, before we go delve deeper into the career aspect, it will be an immense pleasure if you could introduce yourself. Tell us more about yourself, both of you, and also what initially, started or motivated you to start this entrepreneur journey.
So I am Pinak. I was born in Shillong, and to start with, let me start with my college life. So I was studying in Bangalore. I did my bachelor's in marketing from there, and then I always knew I wanted to do something on my own because my entire family has been into entrepreneurship. So when we came back, me and my brother, we started this QSR in Guwahati. It's called Scotty's. And then slowly when Scotty's was running, we realized the importance of digital marketing. And then in that period, I met Mansha as well. And then she was working in these kind of fields before, which she will definitely tell you. And then we realized the importance of marketing and what the scope was in Shillong. Yeah, and that's how Digital Fuel slowly started.
Hello, I'm Mansha Sharma and I'm one of the founders of Digital Fuel. I did my mass communication and video productions from Anthony's College. That's where I discovered that I was so much interested into creative field, so-called content creation, video productions, as well as marketing strategies. And back then when I was working in creative agencies in Shillong, I just realized that there were no such industries, no such companies in Shillong who were helping the local entrepreneurs in Shillong. And at that time, me and Pinak, we were already friends, and he was looking for somebody who could handle his Scotty's business accounts. And then he eventually came up to me and was just asking for some, somebody who can look after Scotty's account. And that's where we were just realizing that there's such a gap in the market. There's no such companies in Shillong who are helping the local entrepreneurs or local brands. That's how we came up with this idea, and hence Digital Fuel was born.
And I completely agree with you, Mansha, that you mentioned that in Shillong in particular, there's no such agency that helps locals out here, and is in fact great initiative to both of you. So before we go ahead and know more what digital marketing is all about, it will also be great if you could just tell us what exactly you started, a bit of history of digital marketing in Shillong.
So if I say, so when we started, it was really difficult to make people believe that this is going to make a difference. Because we come from this part of the world where people are fine with how much of a sales they're making. They open the shop, they expect people to come in, and they're happy with whatever they're doing, right? And so when we came into the picture, we started convincing them that if we come into the picture, a lot of difference will be created. A lot of awareness will be created. Yeah? So first, in the beginning, to get their confidence, we had to give almost free services. We were just charging negligible amounts, just to gain their confidence for the first 3 months. And then slowly when the people started seeing the difference, that they were getting more sales, people were getting to know about their brand, that's when, we started charging better charges from them, and they started getting confidence. Like just imagine you opened something like imagine a dosa stall, and then you're selling some amazing dosas, and then you are settled in one corner of, imagine, Police Bazaar. You're not in front of the face, you're settled in one corner of Police Bazaar. Nobody will know about it, right? It's only people who pass by. But then using our social media marketing or using the social media channels, you can get people to know about your brand, the difference, the USP, everything. Yeah, that you've got the chef from South India, you have filtered coffee, you're getting the coffee beans from, Meghalaya or whatever is your USP, right? You'll be able to reach that to your audience, which makes a huge lot of difference.
And also, as you mentioned, that you initially, when you started, you have provided free service.
Yeah.
So, how did you cope up with the loss or with the financial assistance?
I think it was really, really difficult initially. Like we were like knocking doors, like, for all businesses. We were like, just to explain it was really difficult. But then eventually we showed them like, the difference between not having a social media account, or some of them they had also, but then that was just a dead account. Suppose there were only 1 or 2 posts. So social media is not only about just posting for one day and then just forget about it. You have to be very consistent. That's where you need a professional to, handle your accounts in a professional way.
And can you also elaborate on the services that you provide in detail so that the viewers get to know what digital fuel is all about?
Okay, the services we have is social media management, productions. In productions we have photography, videography. Then we have content creation. Then we have researchers, where we research about what your brand is all about, and also finding out their competitors and what in terms of what your brand is missing out. Then we have videographers, as I said, and we also make digital cards, just to cut down on papers and just to be more digitalized, very handy. and social media strategies, which me and Pinak will look into it, where we help you, where we strategize your business in terms of online marketing.
That's really great to know about it. And also, if you could just tell us a bit more about the charges, maybe particularly from which range to what range, so that people have an idea about it.
Yeah, so it's actually very tailored. It's tailored to your business. We actually look into your sales, we look into your revenue, we try to figure out what will be a specific amount which you will be able to afford. So it's very variable. Yeah, sometimes we offer services for just 10,000 rupees for businesses which will not be able to afford a very high marketing cost. But then sometimes our costs even go up to 50,000, where with clients who want to reach the entire industry, like imagine they want to target the entire country or maybe outside of the country, right? So that way the marketing charges go up because of the amount of number of creatives we'll have to make, the amount of productions we'll have to do, the quality of productions we'll have to do. Because quality is something which really matters on the social media platform these days. Yeah, so that's what
just a simple example. Even you can handle your own page, right? But then when a professional comes into the picture, it's a complete different story. Like though we both are social media specialists, even we don't get time to handle our own page, as we give much more importance and to our client's page. And talking about the pricing also, the same thing what he said, like it has to it differs, and mostly some clients, they already have photographers in house, some don't want this particular service, so it is completely tailored. It's not that this is the only package we have.
Is it completely different from PR?
It is not completely different from PR. It's a part of the PR thing. Yeah.
And
so it covers more of the aspect of
and
the
that
PR.
is the difference between like other social media agency and digital fuel.
Because I think some points she missed out while talking about our services is the website management and influencer marketing as well.
Yeah.
So we connect your brand to influencers. We make websites for you. We do the website maintenance for you. So there's a lot of aspect. What people forget that social media is not just clicking a picture and posting, because before it was like that when there was less competition. Right now everybody is a social content creator, every business is on Instagram, so there's a huge amount of competition. So you will have to have somebody who does a lot of research about your brand, figures out that okay, so I have a restaurant in Shillong, let's look at what restaurants in London are doing, restaurants in Shimla are doing, restaurants all around the world are doing. Figuring out what will work best for the brand, doing that research. That is what takes time. Graphic designing, clicking a photo, video is a part of the job, but then the main part we feel is the researching aspect, where the strategy is being developed for the brand, saying what will work for this brand. And there is not a particular thing which will definitely work. There will be no social media management company in this world which can be like, okay, if I run this will definitely work. It's all about experimenting.
Every day is a new chapter. Like every day we are learning. Even though we are specialists here, right? Every day is a learning journey for us, me and Pinak also.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So once we try experimenting with things, then we realize, okay, this is working. So let's continue doing that. And always coming up with strategies. Just imagine like a restaurant in Shillong. Before there were 5 or 10 restaurants and everybody knew you had to go either to this restaurant or that restaurant.
Yes.
But then now there are multiple numbers of restaurants with different variable ranges. Some are providing fine dine, some are providing budget friendly. Everybody has different strategies. So running strategies, we help them with discounting as well, saying, you know, what we offer this discount. Like during the Valentine's we recently run Valentine's campaign for a lot of our clients, where we provided date setup, coming up with different ideas where we provide a bouquet for free, a cake for free, and we run these campaigns. So it worked really great. So coming up with these strategies actually take time.
And also, you know, if someone wants to get into the line of digital marketing, what are the qualification or the course that one can go through or get certified for it?
I feel certification, you know, there are a lot of them right now. There are free services also. There are a lot of career guidance, counseling, which you can do online. You know, but then the best way to start about it, I think even she will agree, is doing internships with brands. You know, if you get to the ground reality, understand, okay, this is what is working. Because in these online classes, you will see what is happening, and then once you cannot implement that to the real-time scenario, that will become completely waste
And there's
of time.
so many coachings online, offline is happening about digital marketing, right? But then the same thing, if you're not interested, or people are thinking it's easy money to do digital marketing, to be very honest, okay? They're just thinking they'll post, they'll be a social media manager, freelancing for it. But then that will not work for a very long time. You have to actually come work with the brands, know the insights. Just to understand that also, it will take a lot of time. So just having a certificate is not enough. Like we had so many interns, we had so many people coming with really good certificates, okay? But then we also had these people who had zero knowledge about digital marketing, and they were doing really great as compared to the interns or the employees we had zero knowledge, had good certificates. So that comparison, no, like we cannot understand like who can be a better person. It's just as a person you will understand, and with your experience.
I feel somebody has to have that in themselves, you know. Or else after a point in time it just becomes boring for somebody.
More specific. It just you can just point at a few key factors.
Imagine just a normal life, right? So there will be people among, just talking about the normal people. So there will be friends who are very active on Instagram, and there will be people who are not active at all on Instagram, right? So what is that thing which drives them, right? So that driving factor has to be there, where they will look at other posts and figure out, okay, I can do this for my brand, you know, I can do this for this brand. So that has to be there, you know, that urge to come up with new creative ideas. Creativity is one factor, I think, which is very important, which has to come.
But I think also to be very consistent, you know, like today I can get you a nice idea, okay? And I think everybody in this room also, we are people of 5. Maybe everybody can give us new creative ideas. But for how long will you do that, right? And the services we provide is not one day's job. Like we have to do it on everyday basis. So can you just imagine how much you know, creativity has to come on everyday basis? So you just have to find that right balance, and then I think it will be easier. Yeah.
All right, and also I understand that creativity is very important, but then as you have many sector, like we have for website, and we also have research, so do you need any specialized person for it?
Yes, definitely. So we have specialized persons for each department. So if you talk about departments in our company, we have a departments for researchers and social media managers. These are the people who only research and figure out ideas which can come out, what new thing can we do for a brand, what are the strategies can be created, you know, and we are mostly into that aspect. Even me and Mansha, we worked hand to hand with these people, because we are, if the strategy is created well, because we know we have a good graphic designer team who will be able to get that to reality, get that in front of our face. And we also have a video production team which goes to all our clients' offices, restaurants, brands, different things, and go and click pictures, videos, which we use later to make the reels and, you know, implement our strategy basically.
And at present, you are a member of, you are a team of how many strength, like talking about the strength of your company right now.
Right now, including me and Mansha, we have around 10 people in the team. Yeah.
So how are you managing with the financial aspect? Because I understand that you mentioned as well that this, you are the first to start in Shillong, in a small city. Shillong is very challenging as well. So how are you managing in the financial aspect, and also in the aspect of, like, say, competition and bringing this digital field into this level?
I think I just want to clarify this. We are not, maybe we are not the first one in Shillong, but then the specializing, specializing we do for social media management. For the local entrepreneurs, for the local businesses, we are the first one. There are many other brands who are doing social media marketing, but for government clients, for big brands, but they're not like how we take. Yeah, that is the USP of.
You can reach all the grassroots.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes,
Because we provide very tailored services.
Yes.
Like I just mentioned, we have a very different range of our services.
Yeah.
So we provide services to a small restaurant, even for a fine dine. We provide for a big company as well, and even like a small honey production company, maybe from a village as well.
Yeah.
And as entrepreneurs, what are the biggest challenges that you face with coming up with digital fuel?
I think.
And how you overcame the challenges as well?
I think for me it was just handling all the employees and coming to a mutual ground, and also time period, how to balance your time, giving your work on time, where your clients are also happy, where the staffs are also happy, where we are also happy. We're still struggling. We're still trying to find out like how we can maintain that balance to have a smooth workflow on everyday basis. So we just don't want to have that only one day we'll have a nice day and the second day we'll still come back to zero. So we're still struggling to that part.
And I also feel like a big struggle right now in the current scenario in Shillong is people are hesitant even now to spend money, because marketing is something where you have to spend money. Like you can see all the big brands making loss only because they're spending on marketing, right? So people are still hesitant in Shillong to spend money on marketing, because marketing requires influencers coming in. You require a lot of paid advertisements on the social media platforms.
Printing.
There's a lot of
so
other
many
things. There's
yeah.
hoardings. There's different kind of ideas which we can implement. But then people are still hesitant to spend a little bit, and then we are very much struggling with the amount of money they are be able to put in, give us. So, and their expectations and the amount of money which they're ready to spend is very different. This is one of the this is one of the biggest problems we have.
I just want to give you one example for it. Just imagine the hoarding we have in Police Bazaar. It'll cost you like 30 to 35,000 a month, right? And only few people will be looking at it, because only the passersby will be looking at it. Whereas our services, let's say if you let's say 20,000 or 15,000 of our service of social media, and there's so many people we can target upon, and then it's just not one creative, like in hoarding you just have one design, some write-up, and then that will be there for 30 days or whatever duration you have taken away. Whereas for social media you have different stories, different pictures to showcase the entire world wherever you want to do. So like people have to understand which one to choose and which one is affordable and which is not. So marketing is actually an investment. So people are just not understanding, but they're still getting there.
Definitely. Like we've seen a lot of changes has come up, because people now these days are seeing the social media is actually making a lot of difference. Everyone's using it and seeing different businesses promoting themselves. That is also creating one change. And then the amount of a little bit of publicity which we've got through Prime, through the Prime Minister's E-Championship, and some of the interviews we've given, this has also made a lot of difference, where people have realized, okay, there is a brand from Shillong which does it right now. Because it's difficult. Right now there are brands from Delhi, there's brands from Guwahati providing the same services. But then because we are a brand based in Shillong, we have a lot of USPs. We can go to that cafe, we can go to that brand, we can go to that office anytime they call us.
Like whenever they need us, they can just give us a call. We can go. That is also one of
the USPs. That's the biggest USP, I feel. that we have.
And you know, the saddest part is, you know, what the bigger brands we have in Shillong, which is a few. Yeah, just a few. But then still their social media management management is being handled by agencies in Guwahati, Bombay, Delhi. Like, why not in Shillong? Like, we or any other social media agency in Shillong, they understand your audience better than the agencies from outside of Shillong or Meghalaya, right? So why not? Why they are not choosing anybody? Not saying Digital Fuel, but then somebody from Shillong who can give you more market, who can give you more sales, more awareness. So we're still finding out what is the bridge, or what is the gap that, you know, they are going to other states and seeking the same kind of services, better services, I would say, that they can get in Shillong.
And also, Pinak, as you mentioned that you both do see the changes. So where do you see digital film in the next 5 or 10 years?
Look, we have a vision, to be very honest, like especially after getting into the Prime scenario, where we saw that Prime is really helping these rural entrepreneurs as well. And talking about Shillong, right? Meghalaya has a lot of unique products, which nobody in this world has. So these can be marketed really well, which have a huge amount of demand outside of Meghalaya. Yeah, because people are selling this. The recent expo we had, the Megapreneur Expo, I saw so many products. Just talking about one was this stingless honey. Yeah, so it comes from a stingless honeybee, which is very small. So they are selling the 500-gram bottle for just 999 rupees. Yeah, so this is completely pure, unprocessed. You know, it has an unlimited shelf life. Yeah, but then what the problem is, they're not able to market it properly. Yeah, because they don't have a proper label. They don't know how to go about it. You know, so if we, you know, get the help from the government, that is our vision. That we work along with the government to provide these services to all across Meghalaya, especially to these rural entrepreneurs who have a very differentiated product. Because the demand here, which he's selling for 999, can easily sell for 2,000 rupees outside of India, and he can earn double of the profit. And this is not a product which can be mass produced, right? This is something which will always have a constraint of production.
Yeah, and here we're not just talking about sales. It's like so inspiring, right?
Yeah.
Somebody from this rural environment, rural place, coming up with these unique items, which is very pleasing. Like, even
the other day, remember we saw there was a blind lady from Dubai. She makes brooms by herself. So why not cover those stories? Because today people just don't want to buy your product; they want to buy your story. Exactly. So what is behind? Because you'll see these days, all brands bring their entrepreneurs in front, bring their founders in front of the camera, talking about how they started the brand, why should somebody buy it? Because that shows that, you know, I have confidence in my product. That's why I can come in front of the camera. You know, people want to see that.
Right, of course, we can discuss more about it, but then we have a limited time. Maybe we can schedule the next program for it. But then I want both of you to share your mantras that you follow, your strategies that you've reached this level.
So you want us to, you know,
share our secrets?
At least, you know, it could be an inspiration to the viewers.
But then I feel the most important thing is consistency. That is the most important thing, because there will be times where you feel like, all my friends are having fun. I have no Sundays. I'm working from 10 in the morning to 10 at night. Is this even worth it? You know, because it's not like I'm making a lot of money and then money is flowing in my bank account. So, but then that vision is there. Like, I can see, okay, it's a process, and I'm going to slowly get there. We are going to slowly get there. So that consistency, I feel, is the most important thing.
And also, like, as founders, just because you own a company now, right, doesn't mean that you'll be a boss there, right? You as a founder has to lead the company, lead the brand. So you maybe have to work from ground to the top level. You have to go talk to the clients also. You have to come and make a design also. So you should not, you know, escape from those small minor things which was there from day one till the time when you reach. So I think that is also very much important.
Exactly. We'll have to.
Me and Pinak, like, even though since the day we are working the same kind of work, we still do it together today. Though we have a team of 10 members, when we were only 2 of us, we were doing the same thing, and still we don't hesitate to do the same thing today itself.
Obviously, it's just part of the work. You'll have to, you know. And then I feel it's a process actually. You learn through the process. Saying how to do a very the team building sessions and all those things. If you can do that in a proper way, it really helps in entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Because without a team, you are nothing.
Yeah.
It's not just ki me and Mansha can
Mansha
make this a
yes.
great thing.
Yeah.
We need our team to back us up.
Yeah.
And any message that you would like to share with the viewers?
I would like to tell our viewers about entrepreneurship in Meghalaya. If you don't know, there's a huge amount of opportunity currently. The government of Meghalaya is also supporting a huge amount to entrepreneurship. They're providing huge amount of grants. They are, helping these new ideas come in. Like, do your research, find out the different kind of things which brands, not just in Shillong, in Garo Hills, in Tura are doing. Because I have just been to this mega entrepreneurship expo and I've seen so many, new brands coming up with so many different products. Like you can see this Cherrapunji gin which came out from Shillong, which has become a big brand now.
Yeah.
There is this rice beer, the canned rice beer from Shillong, which is doing great. So it's just your idea. You are being restricted by your brain. If you have some idea in mind, please just go ahead, do it, because who knows? You can be the next big thing, right?
Yeah.
You're just being stopped by your idea saying, will it work, will it not work? If you don't try, you will never know.
Yeah. So I believe that we should have this mantra in entrepreneurship about collaboration. We should just not have our own business and just work according to that same products or same services. We should collaborate with other brands. Like if you have any other products, come to us. If we have something where we can cover your story, we will come to your brand. So if we work in a collaboration kind of atmosphere, I think it is a win-win situation for all the entrepreneurs here in Shillong, and that's how we can all grow also. And one more thing I would just end it to is if any students or any youth who has been thinking or who's confused about where to lead their career path to, they can definitely reach out to us for any kind of help or assistance in internship. And this is applicable from anyone who's passed out from their class 12 or also from graduation level. We are always there to help you all.
Well, Mansha and Pinak, thank you so much for sparing your valuable time. It was an interesting session, and I completely agree with you both that consistency and collaboration, teamwork is really, really important in our entrepreneurial journey. And also, I'm sure that the viewers will find great wisdom in what you have shared. Thank you so much, and I wish you best of luck.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
Well, viewers, we have come to the end of today's episode. We'll be exploring again more career options in the next episode of Career Guidance. Till then, keep watching Doordarshan Camera Shillong. Thank you.